Hi. Okay, today's April 3rd, and I just wanted everybody to know that I'm doing good. I hope you are all doing as good as well. And I thought maybe I'd make this video so you could kind of have a better understanding of what the COVID-19 is all about. Now, there's no guarantee that I had it because I was not properly tested, but in my feelings and beliefs as far as like the symptoms that I had, they seem to be pretty in line with everything. And my first symptoms occurred on Monday, March 16th. Okay, and the symptoms I woke up and that morning I felt feverish. Took my fever, I had about a 101, and that's kind of when it all started. I actually went back up to bed and I slept for a long time on that first day. I didn't have any real concerns about chest or anything. It was just more like I have a fever and I feel really tired. So like day one, we're super tired. Then it worked into the 17th where I had a little bit more awake time. I was down on the couch watching TV and stuff. Fever though, 100 degrees, 99 degrees. This whole time in the beginning, I started taking Advil, and I was taking like 3 Advil, so like 200 milligrams each, and 3 of those with water. And it was great because I would take that, and then during the day, and I would feel, oh, I feel great. I feel like my fever, I would take my fever, I'd be like 98.5. But as the days went on, the fever was never going away. It kept on coming back, and I kept on taking Advil, and I realized that maybe the Advil isn't working as good, because then where I would have like 3 hours of relief, watch TV, still resting, but not having that weird like feverish feeling. Well, on Thursday night, it was, 1, 2, 3, day 4 into fevers. In the nighttime, I mean, I had like a hallucinatory, feverish, sweaty. I had a towel that I was putting on my forehead, a wet washcloth just to get some relief. Then I had the chills. Then I was, most of the time I was keeping a lot of clothing on and keeping myself warm. But yeah, the fever was definitely getting a little bit more intense. We went through Friday, Saturday, all fevers. Sunday, Monday, still feverish. I stopped taking Advil, and I started just at night taking a little bit of NyQuil PM, and that was good. I was able to start, sleeping pretty good. But I had an appointment for the doctors on the 24th. In the morning, they called me up and said, "Are you coming in?" And I said, "I'd like to." She said, "Do you have a fever?" And I was like, "Yeah." I guess I had to tell them. So I didn't go in. And I was starting to get, at this point, with all the news breaking through that first week and everybody's on TV saying this thing's so bad, I was like, well, I might not have it, but I probably do. You start to get a little scared, and that's normal. But on the 24th, on that Tuesday, after the doctor said they don't want to see me, then I was like, you know what? It's really not in my chest yet. But that night, then the next night, I started feeling like I might have a little bit of a sore throat, but that went away. There's maybe more just dehydration. I was drinking a lot of water too. I was definitely drinking tons of water. But then when I woke up on Thursday, I decided, well, I'm going to do an e-visit with my doctor, because if I didn't have the appointment on Tuesday, Thursday I'm going to have this e-visit. So I send her everything I got. I've had a low-grade fever for basically 10 days. I don't know, like, if I have it, but I feel like I do, and now I can't taste, and I really can't smell. even still, this is April 3rd. I mean, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 days, 19 days basically. And I, at this point, don't have good taste buds. I can't really smell too good. But we get into the whole chest thing because on Thursday it was in my chest in the morning. And I mean, it was like I felt like it was like the beginning of pneumonia because it was gurgly. Like, you know, you're laying there and you're like, have that like wheezy feeling. And I was like, oh shit, now how much more can your lungs fill up? You know, so I did the e-visit with the doctor. She immediately prescribed doxycycline hydrosylate, which is some kind of malaria drug. It also deals with, it says Lyme disease, malaria. It's got, what else does it have on there? Oh, chlamydia. So if I had chlamydia, that would help that as well. So just basically, I think she was giving that to me because she was worried about the pneumonia and maybe that was an antibacterial. So if my lungs were filling up, maybe this would help me fight the bacterial aspect. Antibacterial, maybe the pneumonia would stop. And it did kind of help, but the first morning I took that green pill, Julie went to the CVS, my wife Julie goes to CVS, brings it back to me. I took it on an empty stomach and it was like the exorcism. I was like, I couldn't, it was brutal. By the way, the whole time you're dealing with this, because of the fever, you're not hungry. So, I mean, I lost about, I mean, prior to doing this, full disclosure, I had stopped drinking for 15 days and I was kind of doing the Atkins feeling, you know, just no carbs and I had lost about 15 pounds prior to the Monday when this started. Cause on March 1st, I stopped drinking and I went all the way to 15 days and I did have whiskey on day 15, a nice Irish whiskey with my friends at their house, and then continued to drink that night. And then I woke up the next morning. So I was like, well, maybe I'm just feeling the effects of having alcohol. But what I did is I basically broke my immune system and that was it. It was lights out for all this time. Back to the chest feeling. It is like a weird, at that time I was having a difficulty breathing. By that I mean, like, if you were to take a deep breath in, it felt like spasmodic coughing, like you know, but nothing. I had no mucus. It was just dry. So dry cough, loss of taste buds, loss of smell, and I'm feeling like now it's April 3rd, and I feel so much better as far as, you know, mentally as well, because I feel like I'm through it. My lungs, I have to say, are feeling a lot better. 3 days ago, I would say, well, I did some type of permanent damage or something, because I mean, it was like, they feel like bruised, you know, and like when you were doing this weird cough, like literally heard my vertebrae in my neck going like cracking from the expansion of this like coughing. But I think that, you know, now I've been using a technique, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to this guy, Wim Hof. And I'll post his video because he does it on YouTube, but he also has an app. And every morning for the last 5 days, I've been doing it where I wake up on an empty stomach and I do the breathing exercise. And what he does is he does like 40 counts of breaths of like, you know, breathing in for really deep into the chest and then letting it out and breathing in, and you start to get lightheaded. And what you're doing is you're charging your body, you're oxygenating your blood, and you're feeling really, you know, alive and energized before you kind of are feeling a little bit faint. But then, you know, you just start to do this breathing, and he has you hold your breath at the end of like 40 beats. He has you hold it. And in the beginning, I could hold my breath for maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. You know, you're like, say this is 40 by now, and you hold. And I was able to do that for like, maybe 40 seconds. But now I've been doing it every day, and you do 3 rounds of it, and it oxygenates your blood. It makes you feel, get rid of the carbon dioxide. And mentally, I was almost like, okay, I know like there's these little, you see the video of the coronavirus and the shape and all that. And so like I was starting to get like a little creative, like after I would do the breathing exercise, I would close my eyes and I would just focus on my lungs and being like, all right, like detach those little balls and throw them out, mentally, like fix yourself. And that was giving me positive energy and control. I was able to control my breathing. I mean, everything that's going on in this world right now, we don't have any control. But if you are able to control your breathing and make progress in 5 days the way I did, because I could hold my breath for 3 minutes now on round 2 of the breathing, I'm holding for 3 minutes. Now, you get that weird panicky feeling of like, I want to take a breath, and your blood starts to flow and you get this weird feeling. But if you successfully hold the breath for that long, and then after you're done, you say, okay, I did it for 3 minutes, then you take another deep breath in at the end of it, and you hold it for 15 seconds, then you let it out. And the whole time you're trying not to move your body. So you get yourself into a comfortable position because you want to be like really relaxed, because it's amazing how much stress we have. Like right now, even I'm talking to you, and I mean, I know I have stress in my shoulders, in my jaw, in my eyebrows and face, but you want to really relax yourself and let this breathing exercise work. It's almost like pretending, hey, I don't have a ventilator. I don't need to be on the ventilator, but if I was on a ventilator, this is what the ventilator would do. And that would really puff up your chest. And just do that exercise. And I will say that if anybody has been experiencing the same symptoms that I have, or if you have something that you're experiencing, and I basically feel like I'm at the end of the tunnel here and I'm getting out of this feeling, I feel, I still do feel like a little bit sinusy, but then again, I've been outside a little bit and I think that there is allergens in the air. But I mean, as far as the chest feeling and my overall mental state, April 3rd from March 16th, I am feeling way better. And I just wanted to say to all the friends that texted me, that reached out, that were concerned. I mean, at first, it's embarrassing. You're like, you don't want to tell people you got it, But I don't know if I had it, but I'm pretty sure I did. But I just want to say that if you do have it, don't freak out. Get yourself under control. Get that fever under control. Maybe try to sweat it out a little bit. Let yourself go. Try to get yourself in the beginning, I screwed up because I was just getting rid of the fever, and I don't think I was healing myself. So, I mean, I had a full, long-term fever days of at least 14 days straight of fever. And it wasn't like 103 or 104. I mean, I was taking it manually with the digital thermometer, and it was, 100, 99, 101, 100.9. And, so just mentally, in the beginning, I wasn't good, and I wasn't doing the breathing. As soon as I was able to do the breathing exercises and the focusing on healing yourself, I started getting stronger and feeling better. Of course, the virus could have maybe just taken its course, but I'm giving a lot of credit to Wim Hof, WIMHOF. Look him up. I will send the video to everybody. And I just want to say to everybody, I miss a lot of people, all my friends and family that I haven't been able to talk to directly and hug and say hello to, because, part of this is also the fact that, I have other people in my household. My wife has been taking care of me beautifully, cooking for me, sometimes making things for me when I think I want them. And then, she made me chili one night and I wanted her to make it, but then when it was time, it was like around 10 o'clock at night. And I mean, I was having that fever, and you don't want to eat. So I just was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she got mad. She's like, why? I made you this chili. I could have been watching the movie with you. I made you this chili. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Um, Somebody that's as patient as my wife deserves an award for this thing. Um, I just wanted to say to everybody that this means something, you know, and we're all experiencing this for a reason. And I want to say that um, it's going to be a different world, and I hope that we could take away from this some love and some understanding of how we all kind of are working together. And I think it's a big wake-up call. I feel almost good that I had it during this quarantine period, or this like everybody stay at home period. I'm almost like, grateful that I had the sickness, but I feel bad for people that aren't having symptoms and they're like, why the heck do I got to stay home? What's going on with this world? I think that I have an appreciation for, those people that don't have it, but I also have an appreciation for people that maybe were experiencing smaller symptoms or lesser symptoms and got through it. And I think that now, if this thing comes around and we get COVID-20, we'll be more mentally prepared on how to do this thing and how to help, everybody heal themselves. And I'm hoping that maybe some of the people on the front lines could, get some of these, it's the people that are coming in to do the breathing, try to start doing the breathing exercises right away. Because, at the end of the day, you're charging your system and you're fighting that virus with your own ability to breathe while you can breathe. If it gets bad and you can't breathe anymore, obviously you got to go on a ventilator, and then you're, in a bit of a jam, and hopefully the virus goes through you and then you could start breathing on your own again. But I just want to say to everybody, all my friends out there, all my family, I love you. And I was definitely scared with the virus, I'm not going to lie. But, I think that we're all going to be so much more grateful for each other at the end of this. And I just want to say I love you all. Peace. Jimmy Lavallo, April 3rd, 2020, in my garage, saying, stay healthy, stay happy, laugh when you can, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.